In the previous videos, we looked at static collection rendering using the inflation manager. This time around, I'm going to show you how to do it a bit of a different way using a binding expression so that you don't have to go and write all of that boilerplate. So here we have our data with our first name, last name, age as per usual. And here is the HTML of the view and the JavaScript of the view, and you'll see that things have changed quite a bit on the JavaScript side. All of that inflation code is missing, and the template has now moved inside of the UL. So let me explain what's going on here. The first thing to note is that this is a stock standard template element, but we're adding some binding engine markup on this to say for.once. And essentially what this says is this is a for loop through my data, but I'm only going to perform this operation once. So the data needs to be ready before I process this HTML. And that's why we set the property of data in our preload like you would do with any normal .once binding. You'll also notice that instead of just saying first name, last name, age, it now says item.firstname, item.lastname, item.age, everywhere where we use it. And that is because this acts like a for loop. So even the syntax here, where you name the item, you'll say item of data. So it's very similar to a JavaScript for loop. So if I had to go and do this, let's say for let item of data const age equals item dot age, right? And so this expression is exactly that thing there. So we're mimicking a for loop on this template. So it says for each item in this data, create an instance of this template, inflate it with the binding context, in which case, in this case, it's the item, and then append it to that UL for us as and when you have created it. So, for.once for static collection rendering instead of directly using the inflation manager.